Alright, you guys know I always do this in one take, and I never shut up, so let's just start the video. First, I just want to say, I know it's been like 2.5 months, almost 3 months. My bad. You know, like when somebody leaves you on scene, and they're just like, yeah, my bad, I was doing stuff, and it'd been like 2 weeks. Yeah, that's kind of me right now. I've been doing stuff, you know, I've been living life. Let's say surviving. I think that's a better way to put it. I've been surviving, which isn't great, I know that, but that's kind of how I always am when like the semester starts. Oh, first, hold on. Let me introduce myself. I'm Latasia. You guys have clicked on my page, you know, like, I'm probably just gonna yap. I don't really know what to say. Yeah, it's been a couple months. Thank you for 200 subscribers. I like locked in and was like, whoa, people actually like hearing me talk. So I guess I just thought I'd make another video because I've been wanting to make a video for a while. Like, this is obviously a new background. Dorm Diaries has not, I haven't done it all semester. It's week 13 and I said I was gonna make a video in week 2, so obviously that didn't happen. But hey, better late than never, you know. I don't I have a lot to catch you guys up on. Well, like, not really, but I've been thinking a lot of thoughts, and I have been studying existentialism and studying philosophy, and have just realized that I don't live as authentically as I should, and I've been trying to make steps to like be more authentic and be more in tune with myself. It's definitely been hard, especially because you guys know I'm a Christian. Like, it's a huge part of my identity, but I feel like since this semester started, I've been not even doubting God, but questioning like a lot of theology. And I feel like that kind of comes with like anyone who's like Christian and also studying like science. I'm not, obviously they can coexist. I think that they can very well coexist. But I think a lot of things are a lot more gray area than black and white. And I think I've been hit with so much like religion and like people who are religious that it's like making me feel a bit strange. And I think it's also, I'm feeling the same way I was feeling like before I started going to church, like that pressure to be a good Christian and feeling like if I'm not being like a good Christian, then I shouldn't be doing anything at all. So like I haven't, just to be completely real, I haven't read my Bible in I don't know how long. I have really just been busy, and I feel like that's kind of like the whole, that's like everybody's excuse, oh, I'm too busy to read the Bible. I've just been so exhausted. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I feel like I've talked about this before, but I get really bad, let's say seasonal affective disorder. It's fall now, and I love the fall. I think it's my favorite season, but it's also the season that has the least amount of motivation. And I think that's definitely affected my faith. But even like when it was still warmer, I wasn't like locked in fully. I don't know. I don't have a church where I go to school. I don't know. And I've been like battling that. At first it was guilt, and now I'm like coming to terms with the fact that it's not God that's mad at me. I feel like it's the opinion of man that I'm scared of, because I was so loud and so active about my faith. And obviously I still have faith, but I feel like my faith has wavered a bit. And I think because I was so loud about it at first, the fact that I'm not doing, like, I'm not really posting as many Bible verses as I used to. I'm not really making like my Bible like theology videos as I used to. And like the biggest thing I said when I started my page is that I didn't want to be a Christian content creator. I wanted to be a content creator who was also a Christian, who like you can tell by my fruits that I believe in Christ, that I follow by faith, you know. And I kind of like teetered that line of like becoming a Christian content creator. Like, people were following me because I was Christian. People were following me and like listening to my videos and thinking I was so wise. And that was just when I was completely on fire for God. And not to say that I'm not, but I mean, I'm not. I still love him, of course. I think it's a big part of everyone's journey to like obviously faith isn't linear. Like, you're not always like running toward God all the time. Right now I'm dragging my feet a little bit, but I'm still going, you know. So not to say I don't believe, that's not like any, like, I wouldn't even think of saying that. But I do have a lot more empathy for people who like do. Okay, so I used to, another vulnerability moment. In the back of my head, when I would see people say that they're Christian and post certain things, I'd be like, that's me being judgmental. I know I'm judgmental. It's a big habit of mine that I have to stop. I know. But I'd be like, like, aren't you Christian? Why are you posting that? But now I'm like, that I'm the person being observed instead of the observer. You know, like I'm kind of wilding out a little bit. And at first it was like guilt, but now I'm just like, I'm coming to terms with it. You know, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to be better, but it is, I don't know. It's about, where is it? Where is something? Wait, it's one of these posters. Oh, direction over speed, enjoying the journey. You know, I'm still trying to seek God every day. I'm still trying to like pray and like stay close to Him. But there was a time where I just wasn't feeling anything at all, and I was just like, there's like this. Maybe I was wrong about the whole thing. Not to say that, like, again, God isn't real, but like, I don't know. I think it's a really important discussion to have, especially as Christians, but nobody really has it. So I feel like a lot of people struggle with the feeling of feeling like they're not enough because nobody talks about it. Everyone that's like posting is like really on fire for God, really like wise, really well versed, and there's other people who are just kind of beat, you know, like. I'm tired. So I think that was like weighing me down a lot. Like I had my first panic attack since I was like 16 or 17 maybe. I don't know. A couple weeks ago, completely tweaked out. I had to like ground myself by like begging God to like help me. Like it's moments like that where I'm just like I feel like it shouldn't have been that bad, but also there's a quote that's just like sometimes God lets you hit rock bottom so you can realize that He is the rock at the bottom. And it's like in times that I'm like in dire need and desperate need, I always turn to God, which I feel like it's better than turning to something else, you know. Like obviously He shouldn't be like my last priority, but that's how it's been recently, and I think that's okay for right now. Obviously it's not like okay in general, but for right now, the mentality I'm at, the mindset I'm at, it's okay. Like I will give myself some grace. I haven't really been reading at all, but I actually did get back into, I'm reading a book by Murakami right now. It's called First Person Singular, and it's pretty good. I haven't read books in a while, and I'm trying to get back into like doing things that stimulate my brain instead of like scrolling on social media, because it's like I'm so chronically online, it's sick. I'm not saying that that's necessarily going to stop, but I feel like I could definitely cut my screen time down by a lot. Is this recording? Oh yeah, cool. All right. What else has changed? Oh yeah, I'm really burnt out. I'm not gonna lie. It was really bad like 2 weeks ago. Like I had to like cancel all my meetings and everything and just like come and take a nap. I developed a caffeine addiction. Obviously bad, obviously not good, but again, it's like, I think it's interesting how you truly can't have empathy for someone until you experience something like it. Like obviously you're not gonna experience the same exact thing, but because I used to see people who are addicted to coffee and be like, dang, like that's crazy. And now I'm like in their shoes and I'm just like, woof. I got a new job. I'm a barista now. I'm a supervisor at my campus cafe. I think it's the coolest thing ever. I like making coffee a lot, but that means that if I'm at work, I'm making a coffee, and yeah, I don't know. Sorry, that bell is really loud. Kind of distracting. Really miss my dog. Really miss my mom. Brothers. I miss my brothers a lot. My nephew turned 10, which is like insane. Like I had like a little meltdown because I physically can't imagine, like in my head he's still like a little kid, so it's like me when you're 10 years old. I haven't really traveled anywhere since I went to Florida in the summer, literally because I do not have time. I'm trying to like save some money so I can get an apartment for the summertime because, oh guys, I'm looking in the spring. I was supposed to graduate in 2027, Went into college with a bunch of credits from high school. Ended up taking, I like crammed all my stuff in, so I'm walking in the spring, which is really exciting. But it's also like I'm going into my master's program, so it's not. Well, I'm still combined degree program. I've talked about this before. I'm in that program, so I'm not like leaving school, but I won't be an undergrad anymore. And I think one of my biggest fears, or not fear, but like I know something that's gonna cause me a lot of anxiety is like not being a student anymore. I feel like obviously like in your life you're always gonna be a student, you're always gonna be learning something. But like not having that role as a student after being a student after I don't know how many years, K through 12. Why am I about to cry? What the heck? K through 12. Now grad school, like I don't know, I know it's gonna shock me really bad. I'm gonna like have to be an adult and have to do things outside of an institution, which is really scary. But I will cross that bridge when I get there, and you guys will be there with me because I cannot keep my mouth shut about anything. I started journaling again. I had stopped for a while because I was like, oh, everything's fine, I don't need a journal. But I feel like I should journal when everything's fine and when everything's not fine, and that's the same like thing when I don't know, I think journaling and Christianity kind of go together. Like you should still do it even if you're not feeling up to par, you know. Like I wasn't journaling, so I was like, oh, everything's fine. I don't know if that connection makes sense, but in my head it makes sense, and I don't feel like further elaborating, so that's it for that. Still working on my thesis, but not really. Still working on, I wrote a scholarship ebook, still haven't published that. I just have so many like pieces, I guess, that are unfinished, and I've talked about this before. Having things unfinished truly drives me nuts. Like I feel like I'm failing, I feel like I'm not doing enough because I haven't published my ebook or because I haven't written my thesis. And I just have them looming over my head, and it's so annoying. It's so annoying. So I try to like distract myself and like do other homework assignments. Still have a 4.0, that hasn't changed. Still president of my club, that's going well. It's going okay. I don't know, I feel like I'm not the greatest president. Let's say I am not doing the best I can right now, but because I'm also juggling a lot, I'm giving myself a little bit more grace. And I think that's like going back to the beginning, like living more authentically. I am so hard on myself, and I know that, and everyone knows that, and I'm trying to learn to like give myself a break, you know, like not to say I'm gonna like start doing whatever, but I do a lot. I know I do a lot. It's okay. I don't have to feel guilty if I'm laying down. Like I'm trying to get out of the mentality of like, oh, I should be doing this when I'm doing something that's enjoyable. I haven't crocheted since I got to school. I have all my yarn and stuff. I just haven't done it because I feel like I should be doing something else instead of wasting my time doing that. When you think about it, it's not really a waste of time. Going back to existentialism, I did my master's program. Taking my first grad course. It's counseling theories and techniques. We're supposed to take a test to see what theory we most align with, and I got existentialism. I was like, of course I did. Of course I did. And the premise of the theory is to basically help guide people through major like anxieties when it comes to like death, meaninglessness, isolation, death, and freedom. All those things like like the premise is like once you realize or once you like confront those things and you have a lot of pent up anxiety and you go to therapy to help mitigate that, try to work through that anxiety instead of like trying to get rid of it. It's something that you should work through and not avoid. And I think I do align with the theory, but I don't think it's a theory I'm going to be practicing when I'm a counselor. Solely because I haven't figured it out myself yet. And again, going back to that, I'm really hard on myself. I don't know if I can help other people if I can't help myself. You know what I mean? Even like going to counseling in general. Like obviously I'm gonna have to go to counseling. Like obviously, like there's no doubt about it. I'm going to have to. That's why I don't feel like ready to be a counselor anytime soon. I have to get through my own stuff, which is like fine. I don't know. I feel like it's so easy for me to talk to myself and talk to you guys, but when it comes to like communicating my feelings to other people, nothing comes out. Like I don't know. Trying to think what else is new. Yeah, that might be it. No, that's not it. I'm lying to you. Do you guys know? So I wrote down. Let me restart. I have this thing where if I have something in my head that I have to get it out, right? I've talked about this before. Recently, I've been writing things down, doing brain dumps. Like if there's something that comes to my head, I have to like write it down, and then I can do what I was gonna do. Or at least I've been trying to do that because there's so many ideas that I've had that I just like sat with and didn't write down and completely forgot, and it bothers me. So before I went to the gym, I wrote down, the love I yearn for cannot be found ordinarily. Don't ask me why I was thinking about that. I don't know. I think it's really funny that people are just like, oh, the love of your life will come when you, or love will come when you least expect it. I'm always expecting it. I know I'm not in a place to be in a relationship anytime soon because I haven't worked on myself enough, but I do know that I am a great person. Not to toot my own horn, but I don't know, I'm tired of like selling myself short. I'm a great person. I would be an amazing girlfriend. But I think that I'm tying too much of my self-worth in the idea of being in a relationship. Before I used to be like, wow, like I don't have a boyfriend, so obviously I must be unlovable. No, that's not what it is. And I'm like slowly like rewiring that in my head to try to like make myself know that I am my own person first before I am anything else, you know? Before I'm anything else. So I don't know, getting that, going back to that quote that I just wrote down. I don't know, I've been talking to people, you know, getting to know people, which is fun. It's completely fun. I haven't found anyone suitable enough to date. I just haven't. I think this is gonna sound really mean, but I think people are really boring. I truly think that people are so boring, and that's okay, you know. I sound really pretentious right now, and I know it. I think people are really boring, and I think that I can't be with someone who's boring because I would be bored. I can't be with someone who doesn't stimulate my brain. I can't be with someone who isn't a believer. I don't want to spend my life translating how I feel. Like obviously being in a relationship, like you have to tell people how you feel. I understand, but I can't not be understood at all. I can't be in a relationship where I'm not understood. And I've been trying to think of that while also like, again, making myself know that I am the prize. I am a great person. I would be a great partner, but not right now, you know, and not until I find the person. I was going through this thing where I was just like, okay, like obviously I don't have to date to marry. Like, I still don't know how I feel about that because obviously when I date someone, I kind of I want the end goal to be marriage, but if it's not, it's fine. So I don't want to get into like a senseless relationship that I know is not gonna work again. Like people are pretty boring to me. I'm not gonna start dating someone that's boring just because I want to be in a relationship. I'm not that desperate. You know, I might be a little desperate, but I'm not that desperate. So I wouldn't do that. But a couple weeks ago I got really lonely. I was just like, well, like let's download a dating app. Worst decision ever. You guys, I don't know if I have talked about this. I like download Hinge on and off, and I just think it sucks. And I really want to meet someone naturally, but again, like I have to put myself out there more, I guess. But like, do I have the time to? Not really. So I'm hoping I find someone, or someone finds me, in a place that's not like I don't know. Maybe I'm depressed. I don't know. like the thought of like texting someone, good morning, how was your day? Like it just bothers me. Like it's so boring. Like it's so boring. Like I don't. Maybe I should be a nun. I don't like guys. I don't know. I can't picture myself being in a relationship with someone who's not like obsessed with me too. Like I don't know. I think a lot of people are just dating people to date people, not because they're like in love. And I want to be in love, you know. And here's my mentality, right? Someone died on the cross for me, so why would I settle for anything that doesn't like look like that? Like I want like a obsessive or like agape love, you know. And maybe my standards are too high. Maybe it's okay. I understand that. But that's also why I haven't dated anybody. Like, it's not that I haven't had opportunities. It's just it doesn't appeal to me to date someone that like doesn't fully care. I don't know. I don't know. And I see it every, like, that's the thing. Well, I kept seeing people get into relationships, and I was like, wow, that's so cute. That's so cute. But it's just like, I don't want to deal with that stress. I don't want to deal with the drama. I don't want someone that doesn't love me. Like, I don't. Like the thought of just like a shallow relationship just bothered me. Yeah, that was my vent that I've been meaning to get out for a while, but I felt like I was gonna be judged for it, so I just never said anything. But people are just so boring, and people would think I'm boring too, and that's okay. That's the thing. There's nothing wrong with being boring. I just don't want to be with someone that's boring, and maybe people think I'm boring, and they don't want to be with me, and that's okay. I saw a post that was just like, oh, you could be the best flat pull down ever, but you'll never be enough for someone who likes the bench. You know, like, don't date me then. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to date somebody boring. You know, so I'm not gonna date somebody boring. That's the whole point. You know. Oh, maybe the quality is a little better. I don't know. I got a new phone because in the summer, my car vent was like where my phone stand was. So when I had my AC on, all the water that was in my, like all the condensation from the AC got into the crevice of my phone. And I went to the beach and it got really hot, and then my phone stopped working. So I had to get a new phone. Started paying a phone bill finally. Thank you, Mom, for paying it for 19 years. Appreciate you. Obviously saved up for an apartment, trying to work as many hours at work as I can. I feel like a corporate slave, and that's okay for right now. Like, obviously it's not okay, but I don't hate my job. I like my job. I think it's fun. I get to talk to people all day. I get to make pretty little drinks. Like, it's not a hard job. I did, however, realize that I will not be able to work a 9 to 5. I also realized that I have the same like qualm about like being in an established field. Like, I love counseling. I love talking to people. I love helping people. I don't know if I want to be a counselor. And I said this before, like, I don't want to be a counselor forever. Maybe like 5 years max. Like, I'll have the skill. Maybe I'll open a bookstore or something. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I need to do something fulfilling. And I think that would be really fulfilling, but I also know me and I would get so burnt out. So I don't plan on doing it for very long. That's why I kind of like wanted to go to school with like no debt, so I don't have to like worry about the money aspect of it, because it's basically getting a free degree. But I do have to pay for grad school, which I mean will be fine. I don't care. Yeah. Thinking of other things. I've been really into house music recently. You guys know the song "I Run" by Haven. We're not listening to that anymore because it was apparently created by AI or like messed with by AI, and I don't rock with that. I don't. I think AI is a big limit to creativity, and I hate that there's so many I'm gonna get scammed, and I know it. Like, AI is, it's not as easy to point out anymore. I was like, this song is so good. Kind of introduced me to house music, so I'm grateful for it, but I also don't ever want to listen to it again. Jeff Buckley, of course. I've been listening to a lot of indie rock. I went to go see Will Paquin again. That was amazing. He actually remembered me, and I was like, hey. That was really cool. And then I went to see Saint Motel. I don't really know their music, but I went with my coworker, and it was so fun. She's so sweet. I love her. Got really close with a lot of my coworkers. I like love my job. When I say I love my job, it's the easiest thing ever too. Yeah, my physique has actually looked pretty good in the gym. Like, the gym was like my entire life, and it's a big part of my life, but it's not as big anymore. And I realized that like the less I focus on it, the better my physique looks, but the less strong I am. Like, I've had maybe 60 grams of protein today, and this is the most I've had in I don't know how long. Haven't been eating correctly. I haven't been sleeping correctly. I just haven't been in the right mindset to like make the gym my number one priority right now, and that's okay. Like, obviously strength isn't linear like anything else in life. It does kind of suck going to the gym, and today like I was deadlifting, and the deadlifts were like really heavy, and I was like, wow, this is not supposed to be heavy. But like I look good. So that's okay. Still talking to the same people, the same person. I've been talking to this person for like a year. And like, it's fun. I like talking, and I think that's okay for right now. I like talking to people. I like getting to know people. No, it doesn't have to be like this all Okay, going back to what I said earlier about I have more empathy for people, like having more empathy for people once you've been through the situation. I never understood friends with benefits. I still don't really understand that, but I can see it. You know, I don't resonate with it, but I can see it. You know, having someone to talk to when you're lonely, it's like it's fine. You know, am I using that to cover up the fact that I haven't been as spiritually fed? Maybe. Is that a problem I'm gonna deal with right now? No. I have too much on my plate to deal with anything like too much right now. So I mean, talking to people, making moves, making new friends. Yeah. I don't know. I was like isolating myself or trying to. The thing is, I can't isolate myself even if I wanted to because I'm involved in so much on campus. So I'm always around people, and I love people. I do, but not all the time. And 2 weeks ago was a time where I could not be around people anymore, and I kept having to be around people, and I felt really bad. And I have to control myself better and communicate better because when I'm upset, you can tell. Like you can very much tell. I'm not gonna be like a dick, but I'm not gonna like smile in your face if I'm not feeling good. Like I can do that all the time, but it gets to a point where it's like I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be here anymore. You know, going back to that seasonal affective disorder. It's cold. I'm sad. It's getting dark fast. I get time to read. So there's a trade-off, you know? Getting more interested in my hobbies because it's colder and it's dark and there's nothing to do outside, but also being really sad and not wanting to do anything. They clash, but sometimes it's okay, you know? I keep looking at the time because I'm gonna go grocery shopping tonight because I'm actually locking in on my nutrition and I'm really excited. This is my winter arc. Super stoked. Going on winter break soon. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I just want to be home. I want to be with my dog. I want my car. I don't want to drive in the snow. I'm really scared about that. Let me see. The thing is, a lot of most of my friends are here. So I'm not going to really be hanging out with people when I'm home. But that's okay, because I want to hang out with my mom and my brother and my nephew. And, you know. Yeah, that's my dorm diary. Big update. Sorry I, died. I would say it won't happen again, but knowing me, it probably will. I do love making videos. I do love talking. I do love talking about specific things. So I think the next video I'm gonna make is me talking about my thesis, because I said I would talk about it months ago. Never did. But it's life gets in the way, you know. And I'm trying to focus more on living life than watching other people live theirs, creating more than I consume. So that's yeah. So I think that's it for this. I hope the lighting was good the entire time. If not, there's nothing I can do about it because I'm not doing this again for maybe a couple weeks. I don't know what to say. But I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for sticking around and watching. And sorry about the inconsistency, but it is what it is. I think one of my biggest goals is to be someone's comfort creator, but I don't think I posted enough for that. I'm not gonna lie. But follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I post more on there. I post daily, but I actually bare my heart and soul on this account. So if you're more interested in that, you might just have to wait a little while. Also, the guitar update I haven't played in I don't know how long. Maybe spring. You know, that's the least of my worries right now. I have bigger fish to fry. So yeah, that's it. Okay. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Thanks.